All right, it is 10:09. Episode 11. 11. Here we are.
Wow. It's a thing when you.
This is like
11.
11 weeks. We haven't taken a week off.
I know.
We've been consistent. Consistency is key. Why don't you preach on consistency for us? I'm going to take a sip of this coffee.
Well, first of all, cheers to that. Cheers. Consistency is one of the most, I think, underrated words with life, and then, of course, with a spiritual life as well. It's an underrated skill, and I do think it is a skill. It's a hard-working trait.
Yeah. Doing the little things day in and day out.
And it's, people might not think, oh, that's a hard thing to do, but just doing the little things over and over and over again the right way will build to something great. Like this. Hey, this is a little thing we do at this, and then this, and then it just keeps building and building.
It's been getting better and better, and we've been going.
The
week
camera's
by
straight,
week,
and the sound sounds amazing, and change. And then we're gonna have guests coming on soon.
Wow.
Yeah.
Guests.
Yeah.
Hopefully next week. I haven't talked to our first guest, but right after this, I'm shooting a text message to our first guest.
Okay.
And going to be like, we bought a mic specifically for you. We need you to be here.
Her.
Oh, it's a girl. If she accepts. If she doesn't, we're going back to the drawing board.
Yeah, you're back.
It could be anybody.
We're gonna put all the names on the board. It's one of those like in Inspector movies. It's like all the lines and the names.
I'll get some yarn and some pen, and we'll be like, who could it be?
There are one thing I love about this place here at Whitechapel in South Daytona, Florida. Right?
Come on.
There's so many great people.
Yeah.
So many great people to choose
Anybody
from.
could be here
and talk to and learn from. I love everyone's, and I love how everyone has their own story, origin story, their own story.
Like Batman. Their own origin story.
Or
their
Lord
own,
of the Rings.
Their own faith origin story.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great stuff. So I think that's where we're going to take it a little bit of like, hey, blank name.
Yeah. Wink, wink. Winky face.
A blank name. Like, hey, what's your story with the Lord, and how'd you connect, and where are you today, and especially with Whitechapel.
This is taking me down a rabbit hole. Ooh. And I don't know what you have planned for today, but I think we need to talk about our origin stories.
Ooh.
And this is a comic book term for anybody watching about like our testimony, maybe. Yeah.
Okay.
How do you feel about that?
Oh, I love it.
Okay.
I love it.
What's your experience before you knew the Lord? What was your experience with faith and church and all this stuff? And obviously, you and Susie, I think, were going to church when I started here, maybe, or right after. You tell the story. Yeah. I want to hear the story.
I'm trying to think when. So the origin story of us here at Whitechapel, at least, right? So it started with Kyle and Miss Trish. I always call them Miss Trish, the faves. They're the one. They're like, hey, you got to come here. Come on. I love that. I love Kyle to this day for plethora of reasons, but that's definitely a
long
huge
time
one.
buds.
Yeah, for sure. Over 20 years of diehard friendship.
That's awesome.
And I know that, like, I don't want to get too like kind of. I will always be indebted to them about it, because we weren't like. It's funny, Susie and I both talked about, like, we did want to find a home, and we just didn't know, like, because we went to a couple different places. Yeah. Probably, I would say 2 to 3 different churches. Yeah. And just, it wasn't a home. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of people, and I think I can say that a lot of people have that feeling. It's like, hey, it's there. Maybe it's not even a horrible experience of anything, but it's not. It's just not a home. It's just not the spot, right? So coming here, especially with Kyle and Trish, and coming here, and then Kyle's parents, and then meeting some other people here, was just like, that was it. It was like, boom, awesome. This is a home. This is our home.
Yeah, you're like, this is my community. Yeah. I'm hanging out here.
Yeah. And then at least, I won't, of course, talk for Susie, but at least for me, it just like, absolute fire in like my soul and my spiritual growth was just like, let's go, like a roller coaster. Have you ever been on the Hulk? Islands of Adventure?
Oh yeah.
It's like,
I feel like I got a concussion from that one the last time. That's how I know I'm in my 30s. That's how I know.
well, soon the summer of me of the 40s, so I don't go on roller coasters that much anymore. But it's fun. It's just I love where I'm at. I love where I'm going. And I love it too, and I know it, and I kind of like it. It's a rare place to be, especially being an older person, kind of like growing as like a kid. You have that like Christmas feeling, like every Sunday or every time I'm here with you, just every time I'm reading more stuff, I'm listening to more stuff, and I'm like, man, like I'm like hearing stuff for the first time or reading stuff for the first time. I'm like, dude, this is awesome.
That's
like
so cool.
I'm growing exponentially.
Yeah. So you're like in there's this, I'll never forget my season like that, where it was just like new and fresh and like, oh my gosh, like I'm on fire for God right now.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
And that should never really go out. Like we should be on fire for the Lord.
For sure.
But there's something unique to that beginning where God's like, you're in this green room of growth, like this greenhouse.
Greenhouse of growth.
Is a greenhouse is what I meant. Greenhouse of growth.
Greenhouse
like
growth. Because
like a greenhouse.
Where Frosty went.
Frosty the Snowman?
Yeah. Did he go there?
I have no clue.
Sorry.
Frosty. Yeah, but you're like in this unique place where the Lord is just growing you, and everything you're learning is new, and your mind is blown all the time.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It's so cool. It's such a sweet season. And so I'm very excited for you to be in that season. It's super cool.
And like even just as simple as maybe this is, I do love that. And everyone kind of grows in different ways.
Yeah.
I do love that. I think at least me, I'm kind of growing and I'm trying to be outward, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people, and then that's fine if people aren't outward, and there's no fault at all. But I do like it that not a lot of people are, and it's like no, like I want people to know that I'm growing stronger with the Lord each day, each week, each month, like I'm going to be unstoppable.
I'm going public with this.
Yeah. I'm here,
100%.
guys.
Tell them.
Yeah.
Let the world know, man. I love that.
Yeah.
That's so cool. For me, I grew up in a Christian home. Great home. Like I knew the Lord young, but I was not living for the Lord young. You know what I mean? Like I knew the truth. It's like a lot of people don't know. They're like, oh, I just don't believe in God. I fully believed in God. And I was like, I'm going to do me for a little while.
Sure.
That was a stupid decision. But I had a friend who got like radically saved. And when I was 16, he invited me to church. And he was influential in my life. And he was one of the guys that like I would get into bad stuff with. Like, like I would just be like, we would be like bad kids together.
Yeah.
But he got radically saved. And he invited me to church. And as soon as I came to church, I was like, oh, here we go. Like the Lord's coming for me. I know he wants me to surrender my life to him. And I did that and started going to youth group and, I learned the guitar to like, maybe pick up a girlfriend. And then the Lord was like, no, you're going to use that for me now.
Forever.
I
have this really cool board behind you now.
Yeah. And so, got into playing worship music, went to college, played worship music, and went to college again and played more worship music.
You went to college twice?
I went to college twice. I went to Warner University in Lake Wales, Florida, and then I went to Australia.
Oh, yeah.
Went to Hillsong College for a 3-year program there, and I ended up staying for 5 years. Not because I was held back or anything, but because I graduated and I was like, I love it. I want to stay.
So you went to 9 years of college?
I went to 7 years.
7 years. So 2 and then the 5?
4 and 3.
Oh, yeah. I can do math.
Yeah.
That's actually one of my good
that's
things.
That's still how you got to 7. It's still right.
Kind of.
But I did the standard 4.
That's amazing.
And then 3. And then came here and started here in 2019. And that's how I got connected at Whitechapel.
Amazing.
Through Dana Hofstrom, our former worship pastor here. He was the worship pastor for like 20 years. And he became my college professor at Warner. And that's kind of how I knew him. And Yeah, it's been awesome. Been here almost 5 years. 5 years in August.
Wow. Amazing.
Wild times.
Yeah. And okay. About that one.
Yeah. We went through the origin stories though.
Yeah.
And so that's pretty sick.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't believe we haven't done that.
Yeah, that is true. That's usually like an episode 1 or 2 thing.
Here we are in episode 11. We hit another one. It's like it's like a restart, you know? It's like we did 10 and this is the new 10. Welcome to season 2.
Season 2 of Church Chats. I love it. But I'm so excited for the future of Church Chats and moving forward and like bonusy episodes and stuff of that nature. Maybe live episodes, guest episodes. Love it. The thing you're like, hey, what'd you have? I was traveling this past weekend. I want to go there, but I have one thing, and Let's take it there, right? But before on the travel, me personally, I do love travel. I love travel, and I love traveling for one of the reasons why I was traveling for. But the one thing, and I don't want to say, what's the right word? It hurts because I feel it. Even Saturday night in the high of the high, I'm like, oh man, it's Saturday night. I should be going to bed here soon because I should be waking up and going to Whitechapel on Sunday morning, and I'm like 38 states away. I'm like, I'm not going to make it. There's something about
it's not happening.
Like, it's not, I'm not going to make it. And it's been twice over the last like 5 weeks now. And there's something there.
It grieves your soul.
Yeah. It's like, there's a twinge. I'm like, that's not right. I should be walking in. We try to park in the same spot. There's been a truck there twice over the last month taking the Van Auken spot, by the way. We're a little bit upset. The girls get upset in the back seats. They're like, who's parked there? We will find this truck. We will find you.
We will find you and take you to lunch.
Yeah, of course. But yeah, we love walking in as a family. There's just something about it. We love getting ready together. The kids are so excited for it. We love worshiping. I love listening to you in the morning. There's just something just so grounded and just refuel. And when I wasn't, it's just like, I felt like a little lag this week, you know? Maybe it's a little jet lag as well, but there's a little jet lag.
Yeah.
So I'm double lagged.
Yeah. I was going to say I like traveling, but I don't like traveling. I like going to other places, but I don't like getting there. You know? I'm not a fan of the travel. I don't live in the financial bracket where that's the comfortable part. Like getting somewhere, you know.
I flew Spirit. Okay, I flew Spirit.
You got the Spirit even on your trip.
I had the Spirit on the Spirit, and I had to pay for my bag.
Yeah,
it's a wild ride in 2024.
God bless you, man.
Hey, the main thing I made one little post about it, but God put me on this planet to be a father. Like I love being a dad. It was Father's Day on Sunday.
Come on.
And it was awesome. Definitely messaged some people, talked to some people. And I got 2 brothers of my own. They're both dads, and it's just great. You know, it's just I was talking to you a couple times off air about it. Just it's awesome being a dad and watching our kids grow and watering them, and especially here at Whitechapel, kind of watering them with the Lord and just helping them kind of nature them through that walk as well. Man, there's just nothing like it.
So cool.
It's the best.
Yeah. We were 100% put on earth to do that. Yeah.
I agree.
And that's super awesome. I love it. Dad's Day was great.
Yeah.
It's great. I'm still not used to it, you know? It's my second one.
Second one.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Yeah. It's been great, though.
A youngin' in the Father's Day.
Yeah.
Pretty soon you're going to get like...
I got my card today.
Okay. That's still great. Did you... Pretty soon you're going to get like... Did you get artwork?
We wanted Jones to hand it to me.
Yeah.
And we had family in town, and it didn't happen. And then, you know, Jones was in bed at night. And then this morning, I made us coffee, and Brooke was like, all right, Jones, give the card to Dada. And it took him like 5 minutes to come over and give it to me.
Awesome.
And I opened it, and there was a little scribble in it from Jones.
Oh,
so perfect. It's on my desk now.
There you go.
Forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the best is the artwork. I still have, so I have like a little studio.
Yeah.
And got so many cool things in it. but still my best. Like I have like stuff that people in the MMA community be like, that is the coolest thing ever. I'm like, oh no, it's cool. But I have like a thing from Colin and Dylan from their like preschool days that they like made a frame, and it's I'm nuts about you, and they like put like literally screws and nuts on it. It's like my most cherishable thing. Like if it was like a fire happened,
you're like, I'm grabbing that.
Yeah.
Sorry, MMA memorabilia.
Yeah.
Love you guys.
Yeah,
but
signed T-shirt by a champ. Okay.
You're not my son.
Yeah. I want the frame that my son made for me 7 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's when you get those things.
And this is how God feels about you. When there's a crisis, he's like, I got you.
There you go. Look at that.
Wow. I just Jesus juked the whole podcast.
That's what we're here for.
That's what we're here
yes,
for.
We're here to Jesus you. Love that. Love it. But,
amazing.
Yeah. It was Father's Day it's I love that life is very busy. It's very fast all the time. And once in a while, we do need to be like, I feel like we do bring about it. We talk about it at church. I feel 2 weeks ago here in church chats, we're like, here's these 9 things of like things we need to do more often. The fruits at the end of the trees. These are 9 things we can't do. We have to settle down. We have to, the rage and all that we talked about. Like Father's Day is a cool little like, hey, you know, we're doing good, or hopefully we're doing good being a father or raising your kids, in the Lord's light, and just it's good to kind of just be reminded of that.
Absolutely. Yeah. So you had a big week.
Yeah.
God bless you. You were all over the country.
It was wild.
From one end to the other.
It was really cool. West Coast. Yeah. That is a different America out there.
America is huge.
It is.
When I lived in Australia, I would be in I worked in a department store in downtown Sydney, and it was like 5 stories, and I worked on level 3 in the shoe department, slinging men's shoes,
There you go.
And people would be like, "Oh, are you a Canadian or American?" And I'd be like, "I'm from America." And they'd be like, "Are you from New York or LA?" And I'd be like, "Neither." There's more places.
There's 48 other states.
Yeah, there's a lot of other places. Yeah. So, but like lots of overseas perception is like, are you from this part or this part? And it's like, dude, middle of America is huge. And I'm from Florida.
And it's so funny. So it's funny you say that, because when you say Las Vegas, everyone has this kind of probably first or second image in their head.
Sin City.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. And they do have that strip, the strip of the big hotels and the lights. But even with that strip, it has changed so much. And I have been in Las Vegas. I've been there 15, 20 times over the last 20 years. Yeah. And even the hotels on that strip is not what it used to be. It's not like those little bulb lights anymore. They are beautiful, beautiful hotels. The thing, and I know you'll love this, the food in Las Vegas now, guys, is amazing. It is a food city.
They're starting to cater to families because of the sports, I think.
That's
bringing sports to Vegas.
I went by Allegiant Field, the Allegiant Stadium. It's massive. Then they have T-Mobile where the hockey team plays. I actually ran into Mark Davis, the owner of the Raiders.
Whoa.
Ran into him.
Did you ask him shoulders with him? Who cuts his hair so that you could go get the haircut?
I didn't, but his hair was wild that night. Let's just say that. Saturday night, Boxing Night, his hair was in prime effect. But Damian Lillard was there.
Wow.
Yeah, ran into Damian Lillard. But where I was getting at, it is more kid friendly, so food friendly, and we walked the strip a couple times. It was really great. I had one of the best meals ever. But what I was getting at, 10, 15 minutes away, because we stayed off the strip in like an Airbnb. We stayed like in the mountains. Yeah. That's like people think Vegas is like this desert and it's the strip. We kind of stayed in the mountains. It was beautiful.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's so beautiful. So like we woke up, it's like you're just looking at mountains.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
There are some good churches coming out of Las Vegas now too. And so that's pretty cool. We're supposed to take the Lord's light into the dark places of the world. And for a long time, I think like even a Christian saying Las Vegas was like taboo, you know? Like,
Wow,
just
I didn't
don't
know
go
that.
there, man. That's the bad things happen there. But we're supposed to be Christians wherever we go, and we're
Yeah.
supposed to bring the light wherever we go. And obviously, you don't want to tie yourself towards sinning or anything like that. But if you're going to go be a light in your work, which is what you're doing,
Yeah.
amazing.
Thanks.
Love
man.
it.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super sick.
Yeah. It's funny you say that. I never thought of that way, or kind of never heard it of that way. But I guess hearing it now maybe makes sense. But I do think I'm telling you, like, I hope people maybe that do think that way now, or elders think that way. It is a different city.
Yeah.
It is. You guys can go there and play golf one day, or go to the Rapids one day and get amazing food. Bruno Mars is playing there, guys. Bruno Mars, Maroon 5 is there right now. You know, so like, go see a show, go get some food.
Yeah.
It's like, it's wild. It was fun. But like I said, I'm telling you, I'm not even joshing you.
Yeah.
It was Saturday night. I'm in the prime media seat watching this mega event that I was there for.
So cool.
And I'm like, there's this twinge. What's going on? I'm like, I'm not going to be there Sunday morning for White
I
Chapel.
want to be at church in the morning.
And then especially you guys are like showing off this new video board.
New LED wall.
Now these
We got new
LED
house
wall.
lights in the building.
Man.
They're finishing the install
How
today.
amazing is that?
I mean, not today, this week. So that's pretty cool.
That's amazing.
Yeah, lots going on. I wish I could give you a good picture of it, like right now, boom. But our cameras weren't dialed in for Sunday. We were not ready. We were not ready. We got all the LED banding. But it's going to look great this next week. I'm very excited about it.
Very cool.
It's going to be awesome.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And
It's a big project.
I was watching a little bit on YouTube, and of course I was like, hey, I got to listen to Jordan rock out a little bit. And then I was listening to Pastor Michael talk about it, and it really did. And I was like, I stopped it, and I kind of like thought about it, what he was saying, and thought about it in my own life. It's amazing what God will provide for you.
Mm-hmm.
If
Yeah.
what you put in, and I don't want to say ask for, but just what you put in and put in the work, and it's amazing what God will provide.
Yeah, when you're faithful with
Yeah.
what he gives you, like, I don't see that God has a problem giving you more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And I don't know. I feel proud, you know, when I saw the LED board on YouTube. I was like, yes, that's
sick.
Because like I say, I'm not even joking. Like, this is like a home to us, to the Van Aukens, and it's like, yeah, my home just got an LED
Sprucing up the
board.
home. Yeah,
Let's
we
go.
just bought a new TV at home.
Actually.
That's kind of what it's like, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, Colin wants an Xbox.
Oh, okay.
Xbox 360.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see about Santa. We'll see.
We'll see what Santa can do.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yes,
so
sir.
Pastor Michael talked about like God being our protector on Sunday. Super good.
Good.
You know, just hearing that the Lord looks after us, and he used the examples of David when King Saul was trying to kill him, and then Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego when they were thrown in the fire. And it's just like the Lord looks after his own. And of course, that doesn't mean that we don't endure hardships, right?
Sure.
Like that's something that happens. But there is this overlaying sense that the Lord ultimately looks after us, you know, no matter what goes on, even if ultimately in this life we should lose our lives for his sake, like a martyr. The Lord brings us into glory, and he looks after us, and he makes all things right in the end. And it's like we can have this overwhelming sense of peace and hope in that no matter what in this life, the Lord's going to look after us.
Yeah.
And even if we should perish because of our faith, the Lord will look after us. The Lord will bring us into glory. And that's super cool.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's funny you say that. So I'm gonna get super deep with you right now.
Let's go.
We're going. Ready?
Let's go.
Especially it was Father's
ready.
Day a couple days ago, right? Mm-hmm. And you just kind of mentioned something. It was like definitely connecting to the dots, and I was like, it was like there, the tip of my tongue. I was like, all right, Jordan brought it up.
Oh my
God brought it up. So my father passed away when I was younger. I was like 14 years old, and I'm like, man, you know, it's the hardest thing that's ever happened to me, and it's still to this day. It's hard, right? And I always think, how I take it, not now. I've been like this for a while. I take it as God did that for me to have, and you say this about me all the time, like to have this way of life, to look at it of like, be thankful for this, be thankful for this. Be a good coach to Dylan tonight. We have a game tonight. Make sure you're a good dad to Dylan. Be a good dad. Be a good father to 4 amazing kids. And of course, I would, want my dad, right? Yeah. But I think to the glass half full effect, God did that to like, hey, this is going to be a hardship.
Yeah.
But in this hardship, I'm giving you this fruit.
There's a gift out of it.
Yeah, this gift of you're gonna see life like this. You're gonna be probably, I don't want to say a better dad. You're gonna be the best dad that you can be because of this. Yeah. And wow. As simple as coaching basketball. There's this great camera guy who's one of the kids on the team, and he takes pictures of the kids and he sends them to us. And it's, it's me coaching the kids, and it's Coda and Dylan and some other kids. And it's like, it's the greatest pictures ever. And it brings me so much joy. Yeah. And as something as simple as that, but it's, that's just one. And there's 1,000 of them every single day. I feel like I'm doing something. And sometimes I'm like, hey, I got to do better because hey, my dad's not here, so I gotta do this. I gotta be the best dad I can be. So it's funny that you said that. It was just one of those like, God doesn't make mistakes, and any kind of hardship that he puts on any of us, there's a reason for it, I believe. Yeah. And sometimes, 100%. Of course, you don't see it, and it's so hard to see in that moment.
Sometimes
and no
you
one
only
wants,
see after the fact.
Of course.
When you're through a lot of it.
Yeah, especially when you're younger, when you're like, hey, that doesn't make sense. Yeah. Why is that? But I say it all the time. I am so blessed. I'm so lucky. I live an unbelievable, great life. I'm incredibly indebted. Yeah. So it's just... the
Lord is faithful to bring us through our suffering. And, and it's really amazing. There's promises in Scripture that the Lord takes what those who have meant it for evil, the Lord takes it and he turns it for good. He turns it for our benefit, right? And
right.
That's that story of Joseph where his brothers wanted to kill him and they ended up selling him into slavery, but then he ends up moving up in Egypt and becoming second hand in Egypt to the Pharaoh, and he protects his whole family during a famine, and he brings salvation to the Jews. And he says to them, what you meant for evil, the Lord did for good. Yeah. And there's a beautiful truth in that for our own lives. If we're willing to accept it, we can go. And it's not just going, oh, what's the silver lining in this tragedy? It's going, what is actually, like you said, the fruit of this? Right. Right. That the fact that you as a teenager endure this tragedy. Right. God doesn't want you to endure a tragedy. But what he does is he redeems the tragedy. And he goes, you know what? You lost your father. You're going to learn this overwhelming sense of how important a father is. Right. And that's what you carry now. It's so cool that you carry that. And I admire that about you. I love that you're like, this is... It's exhausting to have kids. And it's a constant laying yourself down. Yeah. It is. It always is. Yeah. And that's something that if you don't count the cost for it, you do it begrudgingly. You go, I don't want to do that. And that's why there's a lot of absent fathers. Yeah. They don't want to count the cost of laying their lives down for their family, for their children.
You can get like, not despiteful, but you can get like resentful. You can get
resentful.
Like resentful.
Yeah.
You can get resentful really fast.
Yeah.
But if you can be like, you can put your head down and be like, oh, this is why I'm doing it for them. We are all gonna grow up.
Yeah.
Our family and that household will grow up knowing the Lord, and then the light of the Lord. We will grow up as good people.
Yeah.
100%. and foremost. And
that's so awesome. It's so awesome. And that's so cool that God took a tragedy in your life, something that just hurts.
Yeah.
And probably still hurts.
Yeah, to this day.
Yeah. And God goes, you know what? The gift of it is that I'm going to grow you in it. I'm going to mold you into the father that you're going to want to be, that you're going to be proud of being.
Yeah.
That's super cool, dude. Yeah. I love that. We went there. We
did it.
And it was so good.
All right, that's my origin story.
Yes.
There we do.
We have Batman and we have Dave Van Auken.
There we go. The Lion King, full circle.
Yeah.
The
circle of life.
Dude, you're such a good singer.
Whatever.
You are so good at singing. I'm one of these days I will be on stage and I will be Jordan's hype man.
When we start integrating rap music into worship, I'm gonna need you to be my hype man.
I'll just do it for Waymaker. Be like the words of Waymaker will be on the board. I'll be like, guys, let's go, Waymaker.
Oh, you start learning the sign language for it. I hope you didn't curse at anybody in sign language.
Well, I learned that in Vegas. That was a gang symbol.
Oh no!
Just joking, George. I don't know any gangs, okay?
Or their symbols.
Yes, or symbols. Oh boy! All right,
it's been a great episode. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being vulnerable. Thank you for sharing. I think that's really awesome. And 11. I hope that next week we have a bonus guest episode for you. I think it's going to be awesome. And if you're watching, you better accept.
She's going to be amazing.
I've made some promises.
I love it. Guys, you guys are the best. Hey, come be here Sunday morning.
That's right.
10 a.m. Eastern. And come check out the new LED board.
Check out the new digs.
Yeah. Some new lights.
Yeah.
Some windows that will be
Yeah, not quite. Next month. But
Yeah.
We'll get there.
Some new carpets.
Yeah, soon. This summer.
Right.
It's all happening this summer.
Amazing. Amazing time to be here. So be here Sunday, 10 a.m. Be here or be square.
Okay. We'll see you then.
That's a slogan, I think.
We love you. Goodbye.